Well, hi there, everyone. I'm Mark Plunkett, the pastor of Heritage Presbyterian Church, and this is our weekly devotional for the first week of November 2020. Well, it certainly has been an interesting election season, hasn't it? And even the morning after the election is supposed to be done, we're still not 100% sure how all of it's going to work out. We don't know what's going to happen for the next few days and months. It's probably going to be pretty messy, and people are going to be very upset. And it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of settling down to get people back to normal, whatever normal is going to be. But the whole thing reminds me of a reading from the book of Joshua. Joshua was the leader who came after Moses. Moses had led the people through the desert for 40 years, and they finally get to the promised land, and they're there, and Moses can look across and he can see it, but God doesn't allow him to go there. And so Moses dies on that mountain, and God buries him. Then it says Joshua is filled with the Spirit, and Joshua leads them across. And so the people go across to the Holy Land, and the promised land, the land of milk and honey, the land of all the good things that God promised them. But in doing so, they had to conquer part of it. They had to defeat certain armies. They had to make peace with people. In other words, they had to work through all of the trouble and get back to normal. And in the end, Joshua gathered all the people together. And it reminds me of a morning after. A morning after. We just finished this election. We have a morning after. We have a time when whatever the result's going to be, we have to come together. Joshua had the people of Israel. He gathered them all together. The work had been done. Now it was time to settle. Now it was time to become a true people in the land God had promised them. But first, Joshua had something to tell them, and this is what he said. Now therefore, revere the Lord. Serve him in sincerity and faithfulness. Put away the gods of your ancestors beyond the river and in Egypt, and serve the Lord. Now if you are unwilling to serve the Lord, choose this day whom you will serve. So Joshua really challenged them. And the people are like, no, we're going to serve God. We're going to serve God. We promise. And then Joshua did a funny thing. He almost said, well, I don't know. You sure you want to do that? And the people are like, yes. And Joshua said, okay, then we're going to write it down. Joshua puts it in writing, records everything, and holds the people to it. And when he's doing this, Joshua tells them, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Folks, I hope that whatever the day after is going to bring for our country after this election, and I would even say after this pandemic is over, whatever it's going to bring, I hope that there will be a morning after, and I hope that somebody will remind us, or perhaps we need to remind ourselves, we will serve the Lord. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. That's what we're going to choose. Because if we expect peace, if we expect blessing, if we expect any kind of support from the Lord, this is something we're going to have to do. We're going to have to face that morning after. We're going to have to get past somehow all the work, all the terrible things that have happened, and we're going to have to start again. Let that day come, and may it come soon. And let it start with each and every one of us. Amen.